Today we're taking a look at Debit Finance Collections and what it means if your debt has been passed to that firm for collection. Debit Finance is a debt collection agency that specialises in serving fitness-based businesses such as gyms and fitness centres, as well as other leisure facilities. Therefore, the most likely reason that you'll be chased by DFC is due to a debt related to a gym membership, subscription, or something similar. If you don't get in touch with Debit Finance Collections and arrange to settle your debt, there are several actions that the firm might take, which will tend to escalate in severity. For instance, you may be sent letters to any addresses you are known to have lived at recently, or Debit Finance will try to call you on any phone number that they think might be able to contact you on. You could also find that you receive a home visit from an agent working for Debit Finance. Additional penalties and charges could be added to your debt based on the small print of the original credit agreement. In some cases, Debit Finance could be able to lay claim under the right to offset to money in your bank. You may even find that a default is entered on your credit history, which will impact your credit score. Debit Finance may begin legal action against you, which may ultimately result in a county court judgment, a CCJ. This will have an even worse impact on your credit score than a default would, and it will stay on your credit file for 6 years. For a debt over £5,000, Debit Finance could seek to have you issued with a statutory demand. You would need to engage a lawyer to help you with this, and this is often the precursor to a debt collection agency seeking to have you declared bankrupt. You may be wondering if a debt collector will come to your house and threaten you. The answer is not simple, as it will depend on how much the debt is and whether Debit Finance believes that the expense of a personal visit will result in the debt being settled. In general, for smaller debts, you will find that letters and phone calls are the norm. But for larger debts, you could end up with a debt collector knocking on your door demanding payment. The good news is that they're not bailiffs and therefore have no powers to seize your property. So even if they do visit you, you don't have to let them into your home, and they cannot take any of your possessions or clamp your car. If they do attempt to take anything, attempt to force entry or threaten you, then call the police straight away. So what can you do if you're contacted by Debit Finance Collections? Well, firstly, you should make them prove you owe the debt. You should never pay any debt collector unless you are certain that the debt is yours. You're well within your rights to ask Debit to provide proof that the debt is yours. No proof, no need to pay. If Debit prove the debt is yours, then the best course of action is to pay the debt off ASAP, ideally in one lump sum to avoid things being drawn out and additional charges or interest being added. However, most people won't have a lump sum available. Therefore, the next step is to contact Debit and discuss a repayment schedule. They should offer to let you pay by instalments. However, try to avoid being forced to make payments that are more than you can reasonably afford. If you're struggling with debt, then there are a number of debt solution options available here in the UK. Some are free to use, while others include fees, and each will have their own pros and cons. If you want to learn more about the solutions available, then we've created a really great form that you might be interested in checking out. Click the link in the description to get started and answer a few simple multiple choice questions like the total amount of your debt, how many people you owe, your living situation, and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners so that you can find out more and take steps towards improving your financial situation.